Let the vengeance begin!
Howdy, howdy, Stiddle here, and welcome to another online ladder battle with the Dowie versus the Lizardmen. This is round 3, the third time I've got to use my new build, and Ungram is looking forward to it. Now, this is against a very different army that we're going to be facing, but as per normal, we have our 2 Rangers out front to get shots early. They're Vanguard deployed. We do have 5 Longbeards in the front, and behind them 5 Miners with blasted charges. They are for the red-crested skink specifically, skink cohorts, and even for backline skirmish skinks and chameleons. And in the backline, we do have Longbeards with great weapons, which are our anti-large. We do have Ungram Iron Fist, of course, and we do have 2 units of quarters with great weapons that can help supplement the anti-large. And the units that really have been added is this bolt thrower and the gyrocopter with the brimstone gun, and of course, again, we have our Ulthar's Raiders way in the back, looking to catch the armies off by surprise. And in this army, it is a very heavy skirmish slash ranged army. We have the Umbral Tide Salamander Hunting Pack. Now, they are anti-large, but they do have, let's see if I can get these guys, they do have a lot of armor piercing in their missiles, and so we have the Salamander Hunting Pack, Regiment of Renown, and the regular Salamander Hunting Pack. They have 125 range, which actually isn't too bad. And what the big hitters though are these 3 guys. They have 3 Bastillodon solar engines, and they do have good range. They have 240 range. They do blinded, so minus 40% accuracy and minus 27 melee attack and minus 26 melee defense. In the sky, he has tic-tac-toe. So tic-tac-toe only comes on his flying mount, and his abilities are Deadly Onslaught for the 36% charge bonus, 20% armor piercing, and 20% weapon damage. But he also has Master of the Sky, so 45 melee defense and 24% speed, and he has the drops the Sphere of Tipak. He can do that 5 times small strike area versus multiple combatants, and he does have Blade of the Ancient Skies. It's constant around himself. If he's flying, plus 15 melee attack, and he has the Mask of Heavens. It targets flying units, gives him plus 9 melee defense, plus 18 armor, and he has Vanguard deployment and 20% physical resist. Alongside him, he will have Ripperdactyls, which are, I wondered if we'd see any Ripperdactyl against the Dowie, because they are armor piercing and they have a big charge bonus. They have a bonus versus infantry too. 90 speed, 73 leadership, causes fear, Vanguard deployment, and here we are. This is the first time I've seen these Ripperdactyls. I think we have in this backline 3 red-crested skinks, obviously just for some trash, 1 group of chameleon skinks for little backline defenses, and he has Lord Croak. So his only magic is Lord Croak's Supreme. Oh, he has Supreme Shield of the old ones, 44% magic resistance, or ward save rather, damage resistance. Cold-blooded and Deliverance from Itza 1, 2, and 3, which causes a ton of damage. He also has Greater Arcane Conduit, and he does cause fear and is weak to fire, which the gyrocopter does. So we're gonna get this going, and right away, okay, he's not right in front of me. I'm sort of sorting out. I'm going to get my gyrocopter going in, and then I notice that there is a lot of red lines around here, and he's going to start shooting at me. So I'm trying to dodge like crazy, and I noticed they got Ripperdactyls in the air and tic-tac-toe. Again, I'm just trying to see what's going on. I noticed that I have to get my army sort of faced up to his army and get my Rangers out front, and I am going to have to sort of come back and post up around here, or maybe get all the way around the other side. Really, I definitely can't stand up to this business, but I do want to get some of my own shots in, so I've got my bolt thrower aimed over there, so that I can draw him into taking some shots. And I am missing, unfortunately, and missing, and I think, well, I'll just change up to this front line here, and I think I will change targets here pretty soon. But I've got to sort of reorient all my troops and get ready for this oncoming onslaught. So I get hit right in the face here, and then I didn't quite realize these guys were going to be so awful, and then they just started pounding me. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get out of here. And I'm running while flying or doing whatever it is in gyrocopter. I'm like, oh no, boom. Still got all 3 models, and I just barely get out of their range. And like, okay, I gotta make sure I stay careful with my gyrocopters. Essentially, I've almost lost the gyrocopter, so I'm like, okay, I have to get all of my troops engaged. So I just want to go and get that fight started, and I'll send up my quarrelers, and I'm going to send up my miners with blasting charges. I send them all up, but I got to figure out what the heck am I going to do over here with these guys. I know I got to be careful of my Ulthar's Raiders because of those guys, but I'm like, okay, well, I'll keep my Longbeards here, and I'm going to have my Longbeards and my Bolt Thrower, but I'm going to send up Ungram. Now he's shooting at my Bolt Thrower, but I'm trying to get everyone into the fight, and I am taking shots. Now he's bringing up his skinks to that front line, and I'm just trying to push up and get involved in the combat, but I want to keep my Bolt Thrower protected. I will at some point say, okay, Ungram's got to go up, you guys stay here, and we'll get the fighting going. Now I noticed that his Red Crested Skinks are up, and I am going to get this engagement going. I know the Longbeards will beat the Red Crested Skinks pretty easily, but once I get the Miners with Blasting Charges up there, I'm going to pull a page out of Hadri's book, and I'll just pull them back, and then I'll just come in with my Miners with Blasting Charges and start throwing Blasting Charges. Now, he's put his units way over here outside of my range, so now I'm trying to move up. Yeah, trying to move up and get closer and closer because I want to get onto some of these large targets, but he keeps on just pushing his targets back, and now he's coming around with the Salamanders. Obviously, he's going to link up and sort of create something along that lines to come in at me from the side. So I'm going to have to try and figure out where I'm going to put these Ulthar's Raiders. I'm still taking damage, and here we go. I've taken my Miners with Blasting Charges, brought them in. Like, I've just sneakily took them out of the combat because they were not attacking me, and now I'm just going to get free Blasting Charge shots here against all of the Skinks. And I've already routed these Red Crested Skinks, and we're just going to let our Blasting Charges go to town and get to work, and then we'll just have Miners left over. But you can see he's coming in here, and he's going to attack my range. He's bringing the Ripperdactyls in, going after the Quarrelers, great weapons, and he has a ton of fire come in. I mean, I do have some fire going back at that Salamander hunting pack, but now I need to get everyone involved. I'm about to throw Blasting Charges, and I think I do, which is absolutely what I do not want to do. It's going to hurt my own guys. I stopped that right away and put them on attack, and now it's time to get these Ulthar's Raiders in. I want to get them in and sort of deal with this with these units, and I'm pushing these guys off with my Longbeard. Now, I know he just wants to keep firing, but they're really, really fast, so he doesn't have to take that engagement, so he's just going to come around and post up from a different area, so he does not have to be involved in that. Over here, my Miners with Blasting Charges have been using them, obviously, and we've done some damage to the Red Crested Skinks. We've got engaged again, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to just pull them back and replace them with the Longbeards. And now I want to take these Longbeards and go after this Bastiladon. Now I'm finally getting some Bastiladon sort of mucked up. I do have Ungram Iron Fist here, and now I'm getting some shots in with these Ulthar's Raiders into the Ripperdactyls, but they got marked by Ulthar. Unfortunately, these Rangers have been badly hurt. I do have some Longbeards with great weapons in here and Miners with Blasting Charges in the fight, and we are really going to town on them and getting some damage, but he is coming right around with these Salamanders. Really, I'm just trying to maintain some sort of line here and some sort of chase, and he's just going to shoot right into my Quarrelers with great weapons and demolish them. I've done some really good damage on these Ripperdactyls. Now I want to send my Ulthar's Raiders straight up. I really want to get Tic-Tac-Toe. I think the Longbeards are going to be handle the Ripperdactyls just fine. I want to get in range for Tic-Tac-Toe and start to get some shots on him, and then I decided, oh, better get rid of these guys first, so we do, and then I'm going to bring him up, and we still got back here, I believe, Lord Croak. So I have been able to muck this guy up, and now I finally brought around my Gyrocopters, Brimstone guns, and they're just going to take free shots on this Bastilla and on the shoulder engines. I'm reasonably safe. I mean, if I get hit by anything, it's going to really hurt, but now I can help my Longbeards by just shooting away at this Bastiladon, and he is going to bring the Chameleon Skinks over, but I've got this blob sort of going right here, and now I'm going to come in on Tic-Tac-Toe. These Ulthars Raiders, they are just so powerful. Look at the damage they're doing to Tic-Tac-Toe. I mean, I do have Unger Iron Fist hitting them here, and I do have some Longbeards and some Miners in the area, but it only takes 3 volleys on pretty much anything to really hurt them. And you can see how fast he's going down, and he is going to rout and get going. And then I can switch to the Bastillodon Solar Engine. And here is the beauty of that gyrocopter. Okay, so Tic-Tac-Toe is on the way. I do believe I'm going to see that and send my gyrocopter after him to make sure he routs. And you know, now I've got my Ulthars Raiders on a different target. We're on that Bastillodon Solar Engine, and we're just going to start shooting in there. Unger Iron Fist is doing a great job. I can take these miners. Oh no, I didn't send them. I don't know why I didn't send them. I was thinking of it. I'm going to take these miners and end up going after Lord Croak. Now off this back line, I've just been continuously repositioning my troops, and I am just shooting back at his hunting pack, and really I have a lot of troops sort of tied up here defending my bolt thrower, but I think it's the right thing to do. I've got miners with blasting charges all over the place here, and now I'm going to get them on Lord Croak. And he did bring in Tic-Tac-Toe to try and help these Longbeards, but here is Lord Croak only has 12 melee defense, so the miners are actually going to do fairly good. I really haven't used my blasting charges all that well because I haven't had a whole lot to use them against. But here's the case where the miners are going to do just fine fighting against Lord Croak, and they're going to stop his spell. His spell has been pretty devastating, actually. He hit the Ulthars Raiders right in the face with it. But now we're starting to get all our troops to come in towards Tic-Tac-Toe. We're starting to rout these guys, and now I can just sort of chase down who I want and make sure I get the right troops in on this solar engine. Maybe now I chase off Tic-Tac-Toe. So I think I'm going to follow Tic-Tac-Toe and follow him right off the map just to make sure he keeps on going. And so there he goes. He rallies. We shoot him again, and he's going to rout right away. You know, I think we got one more set of shots. No, we're not even going to get another set of shots in there. He shatters, and we've got these lizards now have come around all around to this other side. I still have my bolt thrower functioning, I think, with 2 bolt throwers, and we still have our Longbeards with great weapons back here that really have done nothing but protect this line and let the rest of my army sort of go to work against all these other big dinos. And now we've got our miners with blasting charges are doing fine here, and we've chased off Tic-Tac-Toe, and we're still taking a few shots here and there from these dinos, but here comes Ungram. It's time to kick the snot out of that big lizard, and he's just going to go to town and essentially start hitting him almost every single attack. And we'll see how his health starts going down. I don't know how he thinks he's losing, which is crazy, but you're going to see here comes an attack, 2800, and he's going to go after my gyrocopters. Here comes another attack, 2400, and he's just going to go to town and absolutely obliterate Lord Croak. It is rather satisfying, seeing as how much damage Lord Croak did to me in this battle. Essentially every single attack is going to be a hit, with the exception of maybe a couple. But yeah, there goes another one, and we're going to take Lord Croak down. We are pushing off these salamanders from this way, and really I have a whole lot of army left, and Ungram is just going to kill Croak again, I guess. I don't know. And then every single rest of the unit routs. So Pyrrhic victory, and you know, a very different army, very short on infantry, very long on dinos, but it was very artillery focused, very range based, very mobile. I know I probably got pulled apart more than I should have, but I really had to get to those Bastillodons. The solar engines did 82, 61, and 62, so not too bad. I didn't get all my blasting charges off. I really could have paid a little more attention, but there was so much going on around the map I couldn't keep up with everything. But 43, 57, and 35 for the red-crested skinks, and really our Longbeards 18, 7, 0, 10, and 95. Really, most of them didn't do a whole lot of fighting against skinks. We did with these miners 48, 37, 30, 0, and 5, and Ungram only had 4 kills. We had 13 kills with our bolt thrower, which wasn't bad. The gyrocopter almost lost in the very beginning, but then at the end it was sort of a really, really nice to have, and I'm very happy with the way it performed. I'm really loving this combination, and you know, I may go change something, but I don't think I'm going to change out this combination of having the bolt thrower and a single gyrocopter. It is just too good. You know, like you could look at having 2 Thunders instead of quarters of great weapons, and maybe trading, like I said, 3 miners for a 3 miners with blasting charges for a giant slayer or a dragonback slayer or something like that. But so far, I've really been liking the way this army feels, and loving that gyrocopter. That one-off pick, really, that's been such a nice addition to my build, straight from Umaze, who had, you know, I don't know if it didn't come out of his guide. It came, like, he has a really great dwarf guide that's available online. I did make a video specifically about Umaze and his guide. If you go look it up, you'll be able to find where it is. It's a Google document, multiplayer guide for the Dawi. It's fantastic. But he always just looking at his builds versus the Lizardmen on Shetland Apache's amazing Discord theory crafting, and that's where I saw his build and did cast one of his games with that gyrocopter. And really, this addition of these 2 units has made a difference in my play. I mean, I've still got to play better in every single way, of course, but I really have liked the way these 2 units have played out. Now, that's the last Lizardmen game I have for a while, I think. You know, when I, as I've said before, you know, I go into the lobby and I instantly pick Dwarves. Not that it's a surprise, because my symbol is a Dawi flag, and people pick into me. So people pick into me whatever they're going to pick into me. Lots of people have been picking Lizardmen, which has been good. So I've enjoyed really developing this build and feeling a little bit better about it, and I have been enjoying it, and I feel like it's probably, you know, closer to right than not. Like, these quarters with great weapons, maybe Thunders are the right thing here to try and swap in some Thunders. Might be the right thing to do. I don't know. And you can make a case for not Ungram Iron Fist. Obviously, Ungram is really good if he gets his hands on something, but against the dinosaurs, it is pretty difficult to get his hands on something. But you know, you look at some of the games. If you know, a couple Thunders would be really, really good against Croxagors, and that might be the right move. And they're very good at they're very good at taking out the big dinos. So, you know, I might even look at trying to change the build there to give it a little bit more AP and a little bit more of a honeypot. I don't know if I'll be able to get Slayers into this lineup, which I would really like, but anyways, we'll see. I'll be taking a look at what I can do and how this lineup is going to develop. Right now, I'm pretty happy with where it's at, but it could always be improved. Anyways, would like to hear from you in the comments, and as always, what you thought of the build, what you thought of the army that I faced in terms of the Lizardmen. A very, very different army, and that's been really nice. In the last sort of 3 games I've been able to play against this, I've all been against 3 very different armies, so I've been able to experience the differences between them. The only thing that scares me is the same thing that worries me before, and that's Croxagor. So maybe I really should think about getting those Thunders in there. Anyways, would love to hear from you. Hope you found that interesting, and with that said, I will see you soon.